So one of my favorite authors is Taylor Jenkins Reid. The first book I ever read from her was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I fell in love with her writing. The thing is, I really have only read 3 books from her, and I want to read more of her backlist. So this week, I'm reading only Taylor Jenkins Reid books.
Hello everybody. It's so hot in the car now. Oh my god. I started After I Do. I don't know why. This one sounded the most interesting to me. It's about this couple who is kind of like falling out of love with each other, and so they decide to take a year off break from each other and like not see each other, like not contact each other, and then see what they want to do afterwards, I guess. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the part where they decide to like have the 1 year break yet. We have definitely gotten to like see the flashbacks of them, how they met and like how they were like as a couple before all of this kind of went down. I'm really enjoying it actually, even though it's like kind of like relationship falling apart right now, but it also feels really realistic. Like it feels something that I think a lot of people can like understand. I don't know if I've ever read a romance like this really, so I'm excited to keep going. I've been enjoying it. Obviously I love the writing because TJR never does me wrong. So far, so good. I'm enjoying this book a lot. Oh my god, it is raining so hard. What the heck? Hello? Hold on. I need some energy. I finally have some time to read After I Do. I've been pretty busy today. I'm on page 186. I'm over halfway in this book. I really like it. Like, I have been really enjoying myself. I think there's sometimes I find it to be a little mundane, but like that's kind of the point, I think. Like, we're following Lauren, her life. Sorry, if you hear my dog, you hear like the little tippy tappies, he's like wandering around. Like, we're following Lauren and the separation, how this is affecting her not being with her partner, like who she is outside of this relationship that she's been in for so long. It's very eye-opening, I feel like. Like, I don't relate to the like relationship problems in here, but I relate to a lot of the being outside of a relationship, and I really like that part. Like, she's starting to like have hobbies and like do stuff outside. I have no idea if they'll get back together at the end of the book or not. I feel like Lauren as a character is very relatable. I mean, she is just constantly like wondering, what is he doing, how is he doing. Like, I feel like a lot of her like rationale thinking and like what she does, I feel like a lot of people would do that. Like, she's trying to go through his emails and she's like trying to rationalize to her sister and to her friend if that's okay to do, and she's like, I don't want you to say it's not okay, I want you to say it is okay. I thought that part was funny. We will keep reading. After I Do, and I really enjoyed it. The overall message basically is we're all trying to make relationships work no matter what. I really like this. I gave this book 4 stars. I really did like it. There was some parts that I didn't love about this book. How it kind of felt like in the end, Lauren, the girl that we follow, I felt like her mentality shifts like all of a sudden, and I feel like her reasonings all of a sudden shift, and we're like, oh, do what you want, girl, but it felt like you just kind of had your mind set on this, and then all of a sudden you change your mind. I did really enjoy this book. Since that one is done, it's time to start another book. So the next book I'm going to read is Carrie Soto is Back. Basically, she is a world champion tennis player, and she's been retired, and I think how she kind of gets back into tennis is someone is about to beat her record, and she doesn't like that, so she wants to get back into it. So I am so excited to read, and I'm gonna start reading right now. And I'm gonna eat my granola bar, or my protein bar, I don't know, whatever this is.
in life. Just kidding. I am visiting my grandparents. I am 50% of the way of Carrie Soto's back. Here are my thoughts so far. I've been really enjoying this. There are like some like tennis things that are happening that are like tennis terminology, which I understand. I mean, it's a tennis book. It's about her return back to tennis. I understand. But there's like tennis terminology and like things about tennis that's talked about that I really don't care about, and I'm like, okay. And also this book is starting to kind of feel repetitive because I mean, she's going back into her tournament, so she's training, and then she's doing this, and then she's training some more, and then she's going off and trying to do tournaments, and like she's at a tournament. I mean, it's not that I'm not enjoying this. I am enjoying it, but I think also Carrie herself can sometimes get on my nerves. Like, I think she has such a strong personality. Actually, we got to a scene with her and another character that gets introduced into this, and their conversation, she is just so, like, I was reading the whole conversation, I was so frustrated with her. I was like, she kept saying all these things and he would shoot right back at her, and she just couldn't take any of the criticism herself. Like, she was like saying in this, like, if you don't want to hear the truth, then don't ask for it and stuff like that. But then he would tell her some truth and he would tell criticism, and she would basically freak out too. She would basically like, I don't want to hear it. So she feels very hypocritical, I guess. Maybe that's the whole thing I'm thinking about. Like, she's like a very extremist person, and she's also very hypocritical, and I think that's why I don't really love her, which I feel like her self-determination is just so admirable about her, but I love that about her. But I feel like she's kind of an anti-hero. I don't know. I guess maybe that's why I'm a little conflicted about her. She feels like an anti-hero to some extent. This book is just very polarizing to me because of her. She is such a polarizing person because you read about her and you want to care about her, but then there's some points where she is just so mean. She is so rude that you're like, how am I supposed to root for you? I like don't care about you. I hope you lose because you're so mean. I'm gonna keep reading. We will keep going. Well, I'm done. How do I feel about this? I like it. It's good. I do like it. I don't think I love it. I feel like all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's characters, or at least in this kind of like little world, I feel like they're all very complex characters. I feel like they are not perfect characters by any means. They feel like actual human beings. I liked this book. I just think some of the things in here I didn't love. Have finished this book. I actually finished another book, or it's a short story. I finished Evidence of an Affair. It was on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, you know what, I'll read it. And actually, I really enjoyed it. It is literally this woman finds out that her husband has been having an affair through these letters, and so she decides to send a letter to the husband of the woman that her husband is having an affair with. Does that make sense? Basically just letting the guy know that, hey, your wife's having an affair with my husband. And basically they get to know each other and they talk about it and they go through it. And it's very short. It's like 88 pages, but it was really well written, and there's like a little fun like things happening. I don't want to say what happens, obviously, but if you need something like really short and just easy and really interesting to read, I would recommend it. It was really fun to read about. Oh, thanks for leaving us in a hot car.
The thing was here. All you had to do was turn it on.
Oh,
I left my purse in here.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
All you had to do was open the windows.
Goodbye.
Turn it on.
I was actually gonna wrap this video up because technically it's been a week, but I got from my library One True Loves, and I've been wanting to read this book for so long now. We're just gonna sneak her in. Basically, if you don't know what this one is about this woman's husband has passed away from a plane crash. And so she's kind of going on in her life, and she's got a new fiance. After she's been newly engaged, she gets a phone call from her husband saying that he actually survived the plane crash. She's kind of deciding between these two people, or these two loves of her life. I haven't gotten to the part where she's like kind of, I guess, deciding. Her books, they're romance books to an extent. I feel like they are more like literary novels, and I'm feeling a little fatigued from this like literary romance kind of vibe. I'm gonna keep reading. We're gonna extend this video. I might take a nap, and then we'll start reading One True Loves. Quick nap, then we can do this. So, good night. I am 50% through this book. So far, I like it. It is good. I am like kind of curious like who she's gonna end up with, but I feel like I know what's gonna happen just kind of off of the base of like, I don't know, the way that she's feeling. I can kind of see that she's probably like leaning towards more one person than the other. I don't know. I have been enjoying this. Like, I liked the beginning of this, but for some reason this book is kind of boring to me. I've also just not really been in the mood to read romance recently. Like, every romance book that I've picked up, I have just not been in the mood to read them. So that also could be in the fact that I'm just really not in like a romance mood. But this isn't like really romance. It is, but it's not. And I'm just like not feeling this book for some reason. Okay, I think I'm gonna listen to this book and crochet. I love a good multitasking queen. That's me. I am, no, ADHD multitask queen. That's me. I'm done. Well, I just finished One True Loves. I was right. I knew the ending of this book. Like, I knew what was gonna happen. It is kind of like an impossible situation though, where you're like, well, should I stay faithful to my husband that I've married like so long ago and he's back now, or do I go ahead and I stay with this other guy that I just recently have fallen in love with? We've built a life up together. I understand like that conflict. I felt like I could kind of guess the themes to this book. Like, it's not anything where I was like, oh my god, facts. I felt like it was very basic themes that I have read about a lot and I already know about a lot. So like, it wasn't like that revolutionary to me, in my opinion. I still think this was a great book. I still really enjoyed it. Don't love this book, but also didn't hate it. Obviously, I loved the writing. I love my girl. She still did a good job writing this. I just think the plot line to this was really predictable, and I felt like I already knew what was going to be happening, and I already knew the conversation behind this that was going to happen, so it didn't feel like anything crazy to me, but I still enjoyed it. That was One True Loves, and let's go on to the wrap up. So, conclusion of this video, I really liked After I Do. It was good. Gave it 4 stars. I would recommend. I ended up changing the rating of Carrie Soto Is Back, and I actually gave this book 3 stars. After kind of reflecting on this book, I enjoyed the writing, but I did not enjoy the story necessarily, and I didn't love this character that we were following. So for that is why I gave it 3 stars. 3 stars because I still love the writing. The story is not bad. I personally just don't love it. So for me, I wouldn't really recommend it, but that's just me. Evidence of an Affair. I really recommend. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. If you need a short book and you need something to go on your Goodreads, highly recommend. It was really, really good, and it caught me off guard too. So I was not expecting much from this book, and let me just tell you, it was really, really good. And then the last book, One True Loves. I liked this book. Looking back on it, I like it more than I think I was reading it. I do like the story, like letting it sink in. I kind of guessed everything that was gonna happen. I think that's why while I was reading it, I didn't love it, because I guessed everything that was gonna happen. So I was like, what was the point of me reading this if I already knew everything that was gonna happen? I ended up giving this book 3.5 stars. I still really liked it. I still enjoyed it. And I would recommend it. But personally for me, it was just a 3.5 stars. I guess if you want to conclude everything, I had a great time reading Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I definitely could tell I was kind of getting over her writing. I don't think it was necessarily her writing. I think it was just her books that she has published, because to me, they feel very general fiction with romance, and I could tell by the end of it I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm gonna read a fantasy book now. So let me know if you want me to do this with any other authors. I have so many more I would like to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.